Whenever you are developing a new skill, there are two objectives you can have. You can either practice to perform or you can practice to learn. And it's crucial that you choose the right objective because it affects everything you do and the results you get as a learner. So what's the difference between performance and learning objectives? Performance objectives focus on how well you do, while learning objectives focus upon how much you improve. Let's say you and a group of friends decide to join a bowling league, and so you meet together regularly to practice. And let's assume you're all about the same skill level and you're all very competitive. So each practice session is really more like a tournament. If performance is your objective, then the only thing you'll care about is scoring points. And the best way to score points is to bowl a strike. So you'll be trying to get a strike every time you get up to bowl. However, if learning is your objective, then you won't pay any attention to your score. You'll be focused on improving your weaknesses. So while your friends are trying to bowl strikes, you're paying attention to the timing and balance of your steps. And instead of aiming for the pocket, which will give you a strike, you practice aiming for things like the 10 pin, which is that pin on the far right where you tend to send the ball into the gutter. And whereas your friends are scoring 150 plus points per game, you're struggling to just make 50. If you're a competitive person, then you know how hard it would be to lose like that. But you know who would be learning the fastest? You would. And eventually you would dominate your friends even though they spent the same amount of time practicing as you. See, when you emphasize performance, you don't learn much because you don't take risks. You don't challenge yourself. You don't push yourself to the limits of your ability. And there are two reasons for that. The first is self-esteem. Okay, it is hard to challenge yourself. It's frustrating to mess up, and it's humiliating to look stupid. It's so much easier to maintain your image. The second reason is when you focus on performance, you're not improving your skills, you're just mastering a set of routines. If you're a musician preparing for a performance, what is it you spend your time practicing? Techniques that will improve your abilities? Or do you practice just the songs you're going to be playing? Now you may be thinking, okay Ben, but where do you draw the line? I mean, at some point you're going to have to perform. You can't just blunder along forever. And that's true. My point isn't that you never focus on performance. It's that you understand that there is a trade-off between learning and performance. Kind of like money. You can either spend it today or save it for the future. You really have to do both, but you do one at the expense of the other. The more you focus on performance, the less you will learn. But the irony is, the more you focus on learning, the better you will perform.